Hello.
Okay. Hello. We're back in Brazil.
Back in Brazil, yep.
We've been off the bikes for the last 2 months, and it feels a bit weird to be back.
Really weird. It's almost like we weren't away.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
We came back to the exact same apartment we left in. So when we left the bikes, so we're kind of done everything in reverse now.
Yeah, it feels nice though.
Mm-hmm.
It feels nice to be back, but it was an absolute pain to come back to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
We flew from Scotland to London to Rio, and then we took 22-hour bus, which was meant to be 19-hour bus, to Florianopolis.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Just
back.
awful bus journey, but yeah, we got here. So in that time we did quite a lot.
We did quite a lot.
We left our bikes here in Palhoça, which is near Florianopolis, and decided to take a few weeks to explore a bit further north in Brazil because it's a bit harder to cycle. It's just so busy, and we just didn't have the time to cycle up there given the tourist visa restriction.
Yeah, we only have 90 days in Brazil, and I think at the moment we only have 32 days left.
32 days left.
Before we need to leave Brazil.
And they do keep a track of it because it's all digital now. So
They do.
we got told that as we came in the country. You have 35 days left. So we took a bus from here to Sao Paulo.
Yes, 15-hour bus to Sao
15-hour
Paulo.
bus, which Sao Paulo was okay, but not.
It was okay. A couple of parks and museums were really interesting and beautiful, and we did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But a lot of poverty, a lot of homelessness there, so it was kind of mixed feelings about the city.
Didn't feel entirely safe, and a lot of Brazilians we've spoken to have said Sao Paulo has changed a lot over the last few years. So that was interesting to hear that. But yeah, from there we rented a car, and headed towards Rio, making several stops on the way.
A few zigzags actually.
Yeah.
We went to the coffee region first of Minas Gerais, and spent quite a few days in São Lourenço.
Which is like one of the biggest coffee towns in Brazil.
Yeah, we want to do a tour too of the coffee farms, but the language is an issue, so we ended up just drinking a lot of coffee in various cafes around. And
they didn't offer tours in English or Spanish, which both would have been fine, but in Portuguese
it's a bit next level.
Yeah, we could have maybe done it, but you spend more time trying to figure out what they're saying rather than actually enjoying the tour. So we decided just to do our own little tour.
But it was really nice there. It wasn't touristy at all, and we ended up doing a few short hikes and. What else did we do?
Really
we
nice.
just enjoyed the city. It's a very, very hilly area.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting to explore it a bit. We tried to go to Itatia National Park, but we kind of missed the fact that you can't do certain hikes after, I don't know, like 11 a.m.
Yeah, it's all like monitored. Hikes you do.
So we basically ended up going to the park, but then we couldn't really do any hiking there.
Yeah.
Because we were a bit too late, and we still enjoyed it. It was nice to kind of drive through it, and we saw loads of birds, and the clouds were really sort of kind of drifting along the mountains, and it was really nice. It was really green.
Yeah, so that was Rio region, because it stretches out much further than the city. Yeah, from there we
went towards the coast.
Went towards the coast down to Paraty, which was a crazy drive. It was quite a long drive that day, and when we kind of crossed the main motorway and headed down south towards the coast, it was like through a national park. Came downhill towards the coast. It was really steep drive, like crazy. Traffic just really close and really windy, so it was some sketchy driving, but it was a beautiful part of the country.
Definitely. And then when we reached Paraty, we didn't really do any research. We didn't really know where we were going, so it was a really beautiful surprise because Paraty got this beautiful old town.
Kind of old. I think it's a mixture of Spanish and Portuguese.
I think it's just Portuguese.
Is it just Portuguese? Just Portuguese kind of architecture. and it's just like cobbled streets everywhere, and really sort of colourful buildings, especially in the old town. There's a lot going on. There was a lot of people, like kind of locals. They were, selling little artisan things everywhere, and a really nice waterfront.
Yeah, loads of tiny little shops, but they didn't feel tacky at all.
No.
They were really, really quite nice.
Authentic.
Yeah, and it was just by the waterfront, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah, so it would be nice to spend a bit more time there actually, but
yeah,
we didn't have the time.
We didn't plan it properly, and we didn't have the time. And then we could continue along the coast. We were hoping to spend a few days in Ilha Grande, but the weather was absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
So we ended up staying in Mangaratiba for 3 nights, I think.
Yeah.
Where we stayed in this apartment with a super friendly host. She was so friendly. She brought us coffee when we arrived, and biscuits and things like that. And the next day, because it was raining, she was feeling bad for us, so she cooked us breakfast.
Brought it downstairs.
Yeah, she was so lovely.
She was.
Definitely one of the highlights of the trip so far.
Really nice. And before we left, she got us to come upstairs to her apartment and showed us her tortoise and
massive
tortoise and puppies and hens and everything else. So it was told us to stay, and if we ever come back, then this is our place to stay, sort of thing. So it was really nice. Mangaratiba. It's kind of like maybe an hour or 2 from the city of Rio.
Yeah, it depends on the traffic.
It depends on traffic. Traffic just depends. It dictates everything in terms of journey distances in Brazil, because it can be what might normally take half an hour can be 3 hours. Just depends.
Yeah.
But it was really nice there, and then we went to Rio and left the hire car and explored.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We were quite impressed at how green the city was. We did the trek up to the Christ Redeemer, which was definitely a highlight. We were a bit worried about doing the trek because we read a few reports from several years ago which said that it's quite dangerous, whereas actually it was absolutely fine. A lot of people trekking during the day.
Yeah.
And the view from the top was absolutely stunning. A lot of people. But it's just one of those things that just so iconic, and it was totally worth it.
Yeah, saw some monkeys.
Loads of monkeys
on the way up. Yeah, and it was busy at the top, but it was nice. It was definitely something you have to do if you go to Rio.
Yeah.
The city itself was really cool actually. Didn't feel anywhere near as sketchy as Sao Paulo. Felt really quite safe actually.
Yeah.
In Rio, we stayed in Botafogo. And walked around there, no problems. Went down to Copacabana and Ipanema, which were okay.
We're okay, but I think
we preferred the other areas.
Yeah.
It felt a bit tacky.
A little bit.
Copacabana, and the beaches were alright, but I wouldn't say anything to write home about.
Probably not.
No.
I guess we have to say that we're not a big fan of beaches in the first place. So for us, it probably wasn't the highlight. But for people who enjoy having city and the beach and mountains and everything in one place, it's quite a nice city.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really, really cool city, and pleasantly surprised by it actually. Because everyone was warning us how dangerous Rio is, and we're for sure favelas in certain areas are, but everywhere we went, it didn't feel unsafe at all.
Yeah.
So that was nice, a nice surprise. And what did we do from Rio?
We flew back to Scotland to attend a very beautiful wedding, this wedding, and it was really nice to see family and spend time with them. And then we went to Lithuania for a couple of weeks, where we spent some time with my family and saw some of my friends, and it was really, really good. We actually managed to do some hot air ballooning as well, which was a highlight for me, and maybe not so much for you.
It wasn't huge. It was fine when we were up there, but I didn't hugely enjoy the takeoff. Just nerves of heights, I guess, but it was fine. It was nice. Got to see a lot of the region that we did it in. So
it was
worth it.
It was good. And we went back to Scotland, spent a bit more time with friends, and more time with family and dogs, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was 5 weeks, I think, in total.
Almost 5
We were
weeks.
home pretty much, just under 5 weeks, and felt like it just flew by.
It really did.
Yeah, and then we flew back out here, and here we are.
Here we are. We were feeling extremely reluctant to come back because we just got very comfortable, and family has made it all very kind of hard to leave. Yeah, but it made us very, very welcome back home. So it was kind of, we're like, why are we going back?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it feels good now we're back.
Now that we're back, it feels really good. And we just collected our bikes today, so very excited about that. And it was good to be reunited with the bikes and cycle 2 kilometers today.
Yeah, we did. So we got another almost 1,000 to the border of Paraguay.
Yeah, so I guess that's what we're gonna do in the next month. Try to get out of Brazil, and we don't have the exact route at the moment, but we're trying to kind of go towards Blumenau, and then from there we go inland and head towards kind of Cascavel and then Foz do Iguaçu, and that's where we're gonna leave the country.
Yeah, through Santa Catarina and Paraná regions.
We need to stop somewhere for maybe a couple of days to get a little bit of work done on the bikes.
Yeah.
And
we have 2 cassettes which I've been carrying for the last since Buenos Aires, which I thought would need change there, but they ended up not needing change, so we got another chain out of them, but they definitely I think need change now because I can't carry them anymore. It's ridiculous carrying 2 cassettes. And another few little things needing done, possibly or hopefully get the bottom brackets replaced, because I think they're starting to yours is making a lot of noise, squeaking going on, and mine it's got a lot of play in it. So from a couple of people they've said that they'll need replaced sometime soon, so we'd rather it now than in the middle of the desert further down the line. So we'll try and get that sorted out in Brazil as well.
Yeah, so
with our flawless Portuguese.
It's been hard. It's been really hard, but just really looking forward to being in a Spanish-speaking country again, where I can at least understand what's going on most of the time.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. We can get by here fine.
You're doing really well. I'm really impressed.
We have managed okay, but it's not as relaxing as it is in a Spanish-speaking country, where we just we have no issues communicating.
Yeah, lots to look forward to, and no, it feels good to be back, and looking forward to all the cycling we're gonna do and all the places we're gonna see, and hopefully the weather is gonna be okay because it's winter here in Brazil, and when we arrived it was absolutely pouring, and I think it's meant to be kind of rainy for the next couple of days, but hopefully once we get going should hopefully be dryish at least.
Yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.